Hello, everyone. My name is Francia. Today's class is our Vinyasa for all levels. We do it a little bit more gentle. I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Remind me after class to mention something about our Sundays and Tuesdays kind of changing a little bit. But for today, we're going to keep it fairly gentle, add a little bit of movement, get the body going, and then incorporate some breath work, of course, into our practice. So let's start with a comfortable seated position. You can just kind of come into a nice sukhasana or easy seated pose. Allow the shoulders to roll back, lift the heart and chest. Maybe close the eyes. Take a couple of moments to follow the breath in and out of the body. Feeling grounded and rooted, settling into the sensations of the body. Come into full awareness of where you are in space, the earth below you supporting you, the atmosphere, the air around you, any sounds, smells, the darkness behind the eyelids with the eyes closed or gently gazing at the one spot on the floor. Taking a swallow along the tongue to go limp in the back of the throat. And as we exhale, we'll gently draw the palms together at the center of the heart. And we'll open our space of practice with one sound Om. Inhale to begin. With the next exhale, we release the hands back down onto the legs or onto the lap, bring the chin towards the chest. And let's start with the neck here, rolling the shoulders back and down. Gentle movement, chin to one shoulder and then the other. Start to awaken that area above the shoulders, below the head. Gently bring the chin back to center, blink the eyes open. Inhale, lift the chin, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale again, reach the arms up. And exhale, bring them to heart. Doing that 2 more times with the breath. Inhale. Keeping our steady vinyasa. Exhale. Movement paired up with breath. Inhale, last one. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reaching the arms out to the sides, reach to the fingertips. Shoulders again engaged a little bit here. Find your tricep muscles and your bicep muscles as you reach through the fingers. And then inhale, turn the palms up, reach the chest up. Exhale, kind of helicopter your arms over to the side to create a gentle twist, looking over towards one side. Inhale there as you lengthen. Exhale, gently coming back. Good. Inhale again. And then take your helicopter arms the other direction, moving towards the other side. Reach the chest. Shoulders back and down, lengthen your spine, inhale. And then exhale, taking it back to center. Inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Switching the direction of our feet. Take the other foot in front, evening out the hips here. Didn't used to do this before. Now I do it all the time where we switch our feet. I find it a much easier way to balance out the body. Shoulders are back and down. Inhale, lengthen and stretch. Reach to the fingertips. Exhale, let's take our twist now with the hand on the knee. Other hand behind you, looking over back shoulder. Lengthen up through the spine as we inhale. Exhale, find a little deeper rotation. Inhale once more. And exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, taking the other side. Inhaling again, drawing that lengthening through the spine, rolling that back shoulder back, front shoulder forward, looking over back shoulder. Inhale again. Exhale, find a deeper twist. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale. Inhale, coming back up. Reach to the fingertips. exhale, hands to heart. Good. We're gonna come onto our tabletop position now. We'll do a puppy pose. I'm gonna use my blanket for my knees. You're welcome to add a little extra cushion if you like for your knees. Starting with the first puppy pose, we're gonna keep it nice and gentle, working a little bit on the spine. Keep your knees on the mat together, so knees touching, big toes touching. Hands reach forward, and we're gonna try to keep our thumbs together. If they separate, that's okay, but see if you can bring the thumbs together as we slide them forward, forward, forward. Kind of keep looking at the thumbs and reach back through your tailbone. So imagine you want to bring your chest towards the mat. Now stay here for a moment, looking forward. Check in with the neck and shoulders. Make sure you're not overdoing it. Just find your limit, your maximum. Steady your breath. And then exhale, drop the forehead down and take the top of the head or the forehead to the floor. Keep drawing in through the belly, and then maybe you might find a little bit more wiggle room to reach the arms forward, kind of sliding the hands forward. Again, you want the tips of the thumbs to touch. There's a sense of hollowing out in the lower belly. And once your forehead is down, there's a sense of softness that comes into that tension we create in the back and in the shoulders. Try not to tense through your neck. And then imagine the shoulder blades moving back and down and around, wrapping around the body. Keep drawing in through the lower belly and keep the feet together, tops of the feet down onto the mat. If you find there's a little bit more wiggle room, maybe you can bring your chin down or your lips down to the mat. Staying here, maybe 3 more breaths. If your chin is down on the mat, take an exhale, bring your forehead back down, and just kind of find a little bit of release there. And as you're ready, slide one hand down underneath the shoulder, other hand comes down, keep your forehead down to support you, and then exhale, roll all the way back for your balasana, bring the hands to the feet. Let the shoulders relax, forehead to the floor. Softly breathe here. Just do 3 more breaths. Breathe into your back muscles, into the space behind your rib cage, into your spine. And slowly exhale, slide the hands forward, come into tabletop position. All right, now we're going to separate the knees, find our tabletop position. We're going to do those torso kind of circles that we've done before. We'll start with the one where we lean to the front left towards that left shoulder, and we find that stretch in the left wrist. Press strongly through the right hand, and then pressing the rib cage out to the left. Find that reach as you kind of twist your tailbone over to the right, and your shoulders kind of move over to the right as well. And then exhale, the hips move towards the left heel, and then we square off like we're about to go into balasana. Keep the back really rounded. Then the hips go to the right heel, and then inhale, bring the rib cage over to the right side. So now the hips and the shoulders are moving towards the left, and then taking the right shoulder forward. And then dipping forward, bringing yourself back to center. Here you can lift the chin. So let's flow through that a couple of times. Exhaling as you roll yourself into that big circle. And you can do one step at a time like we just did, or you can find a little bit more flow using your movement of breath. Let's do 5 in one direction and 5 in the other. So this will be 2. 3, find a stretch in your wrists as you come forward. Keep your knees grounded. 4, steady, calm breathing. Really move through each space. And this is 5, stopping here. And then let's take it other direction. Right shoulder, right rib cage, right heel, back, left heel, left rib cage, left shoulder, chest. That would be 1. Moving through nice and easy and steady. 2. Keep the lower belly drawn in and contracted. 3. 4, last one. And 5. Reach the chest forward, leaning forward, shoulders back. And then exhale, press it back. Take your balasana, hands to the feet, forehead to the floor. Let the sensations of all of that movement kind of just dissipate, soften, float away. Steady breathing. One more deep breath here. And exhale. Good. Inhale, coming back to tabletop. Tucking the toes under this time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press it back, downward facing. We find our first downward facing dog. We can pedal out the legs, sway the hips, move forward and back, move side to side, whatever feels good for you here. I'm going to go ahead and move my blanket off to the side. And then finding our downward facing dog, maybe pressing both heels down at once, or just keep pedaling, whatever you need to do here to find yourself in this position. Check in with your feet, make sure they're hip width apart and that they are parallel to each other. So we don't want to open our feet out like I guess a V this is, like a duck. And we don't want to turn the toes in like a pigeon, because that's engaging different parts of the hips. And it's going to create imbalance as we continue to do that day in, day out. So stay here, one more breath, inhale. And then exhale, look forward between the hands, walk the feet about halfway up your mat. Let's do our hanging forward fold. So soften the knees as you kind of settle into the weight onto your feet. Hold onto your opposite elbows, reach the elbows down towards the tops of the feet. I always like to do a lot of wiggling and a lot of movement before I settle in. So check in and find that your inner thighs are engaging so that your weight is equally distributed on your feet. Once you find yourself balanced, then go ahead and release the head, relax the shoulders, keep that contact of the rib cage and thighs. So don't let that part of your body separate. Upper body and lower body make contact. There's no space there. And that might mean you might need to really bend your knees a lot. That's okay. So just let the upper back kind of hang down as best you can. Maybe it's parallel to the floor and not so much perpendicular. No worries. We want to try to feel this in the space of the sacrum and the lower back. Very good for the spine to find this inversion here. And we do it almost every class. Now let's add a little bit of rocking side to side if you wish. Just to check in with the legs and the hips. Seeing where everything is today. As you rock and move, you might feel like you can lengthen your legs a little bit more and feel a deeper stretch in the back of your legs, hamstrings, and glutes. If that happens, great, but if it doesn't, no big deal. And then inhale, lift, bring the hands to the floor, fingertips down, lift your chest halfway, and see if you can straighten your legs. I'm going to go into Padangusthasana here, so we're going to grab the big toes with the index finger, middle finger, and then lock it in with the thumbs. As we inhale, we reach the chest forward, shoulders roll back, and then as we exhale, we take our fold. So same as before, perhaps you need to bend the knees quite deeply, or perhaps you can just keep them a little bit straighter. Reach the tailbone up as you reach the top of the head down, and then bring your elbows to hug the sides of your calves. Shoulders relax away from the ears, lengthen the neck, belly in deeply, and then roll a bit of weight forward to the toes. Eyes are open, gazing to the tip of the nose. Steady breath. Inhale, lift halfway, creating a sense of space, shoulders rolling back. And then exhale, release your hands, soften your knees, and slowly rolling up to standing. Take your time. Once we're up at standing, come to the top of the mat. Toes and heels come together. Roll the shoulders back, interlace the hands behind the back, and open the chest as you press your arms straight. Just trying to find a little bit of front heart opening here. So you want to kind of create a sense of lift as you open back. Steady here, chin up a little bit. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, take the arms up, palms together, gazing towards thumbs. Draw the elbows in towards each other. And then exhale, gently take your fold. Soften your belly, soften your knees, keep your belly drawn in, hands on either sides of your feet, head relaxes. Rolling the weight forward to the toes, hips up. Inhale, lift halfway, creating a sense of space as your shoulders roll back. And then exhale, plant your hands and walk or step your feet back to come to a high plank. So once we find our high plank, you're welcome to stay in the traditional high plank, or if you want to modify, bring the knees down and stay in this half high plank. Your weight is still forward, so you're strong in your hands and you're strong in your triceps and biceps. Let the belly draw up and in and keep the shoulder blades protracted. Let's hold one more breath, either on the toes or on the knees. Exhale. Inhale, press into your fingertips. Now we're going to chaturanga. We're going to hug the elbows towards the rib cage and bring the chest slightly more forward. Don't let your hips drop down. Imagine dropping your chest down. So go nice and slow and steady. We're really kind of moving through molasses here. Everything engaged. Shoulders are firing up here. And then exhale, release, chest comes down. Thank goodness. Inhale, lift the heart and chest. Open the chest forward. Press the tops of the feet to the floor, so we're coming into cobra pose. Not pushing into the hands, using more of the back muscles. Exhale, gently release. Inhale, tucking the toes under. You can press yourself up, same way you came down through your knees, and then take your down dog, or you can go right into your downward facing dog. Either way works. Let's stay here 5 breaths. 1. Reach the tailbone back, strong fingers. 2. 3, steady breathing, contract your quadriceps, lift up to the kneecaps. 4. And 5. Inhaling, looking forward. We're going to step the right foot forward between the hands, pivot the back heel to the floor. Inhale, use your hands, your fingertips to come up, lift the chest. Find yourself rooted and grounded. Try to bend into that right knee. Slowly exhale. Inhale, use the strength in your core and legs to come up. Keep your arms kind of dangling down. So as we come up, we're going to find resistance in this left hip, perhaps in the right. So we want to try to bring that right knee forward to sit the right thigh down, and then rotate that left hip gently forward. Inhale, reach the arms up, palms together, find your warrior 1. Steady breathing. 1. Strong right leg. 2. Keep the back leg engaged. 3, left heel down. 4, try to bring that left shoulder forward. 5, exhale, pivot to warrior 2. So we're gonna open up the left hip and find that bend in the right knee a little bit more. You may need to open your stance a bit. Steady here. 1, 2, shoulders engaged. 3, 4, steady, steady, look at the fingertips. 5, right elbow down, left arm up and over, side angle, looking up towards the ceiling. Again, we hold for 5. 1. Try not to put too much weight on your right hand. 2. Calm, peaceful breath. 3. Sit into that right knee. 4. Lengthen to the left side. 5. Exhale, take that left hand behind you and see if you can create a half bind by holding onto your right thigh. So you're going to wiggle that hand until you can find your right thigh. From here, again, gazing up. Again, hold 1. 2, use your chest to rotate a little bit more, pulling that left shoulder back. 3, 4, almost there. 5, exhale. If you like, you can release that right hand down. You're still binding with your left. We're going to use a little bit of traction here. Release the right hand and see if you can bring the right arm underneath to find your fingers. If that's not possible, just keep your right hand down on the floor. And again, you want to look up. If you are able to find your fingers, it leans you forward. So you got to lean back and open your chest. 2, steady. 3, 4, And 5. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor, left hand comes to the floor, walk the right foot out to the side just a tad bit to find here our, what is this one called? I forget. This is our, Jen is probably screaming it at me right now. Anyway, we're here. Hold steady breath. Keep the left heel back, nice strong left leg. Right knee is pressing against the right shoulder. Easy and steady. Draw in through the belly. Grasshopper, I think it's called. All right, we're gonna take that right foot back. So bring a little bit weight forward onto your left toes, fingers. Right foot steps back and come back to your high plank. You can stay in your high plank, shoulders protracted, or you can bring your knees down half high plank. That was a lot of work, so give yourself the opportunity to find a bit of rest. Let's take our chaturanga once more, slow and steady. Elbows move back towards the rib cage. You're not lowering your hips, you're lowering your chest. Keep your chin forward slightly so you can start to roll your weight forward. Strong, 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 right about here. We want to give up. Exhale, release. Feels pretty good. Inhale, find your cobra. Open heart, lift chest. Rotate those shoulders back. Chin up, strong legs. Exhale, come down. You can press back onto your knees like we did before, or simply push up and all the way back to your downward facing. Staying here 5 breaths. Letting all of that work that we did on that right side kind of just float away. Clean slate, preparing for the other side. Not comparing, not contrasting, not judging, simply doing. All right, steady breathing, inhale. Exhale. Now we're gonna look forward, take the left foot forward between the hands, pivot the back heel down to the floor. Stay here on your fingertips for a moment. You can also use blocks, you guys know that. But try, if you can, to bring your fingertips to the floor so that you can really bend into that left knee, keep the back leg straight. Now with the inhale breath, we're gonna lift the chest. So less weight on the fingertips, strong legs. Inhale again. See if you can come up, arms down by your sides. So we're gonna move that right hip forward. Try to lower that left thigh down parallel to the floor. Inhale, arms up, gazing towards thumbs. 1, shoulders back and down. 2. This is the hardest part of our practice here, so just keep steady. 3, 4, almost there. 5. Now exhale, open up. So you want to open that right hip out to the side and reach the arms as you bend into this left knee. So don't try to straighten it. Bend into it. Sit down. Reach to the right arm. Reach to the left arm. Look over left fingertips. 1, 2. And be mindful of that left knee. 3. Reach to the right arm as well. So take your torso over your hips. 4. And 5. Exhale, take the left elbow down, reach the right arm up and over, find your side angle, opening through the chest. 1, 2, calm breathing. 3, belly's drawn in. 4, I'm gonna change that music. And 5. Okay, take your right arm, the one that's up towards the ceiling behind you, so that you can go for your half bind. So you're taking that right arm behind you, going for your half bind, trying to find that grip onto the left thigh, looking up towards the ceiling. Again, hold for 1, 2, beautiful. 3, good job. 4, and 5. Let's go for the bind if you wish. Drop that left hand down to the floor. Let go of the thigh so you're reaching the right hand on the outside. Dip forward, see if you can reach the left arm around to grab your fingertips. If that's not accessible, just keep the left hand down and rotate up. If you have your grip, then lift your chest and rotate up. 1, sit down strong. 2, 3, belly's in. 4, and 5. Good. Release left hand down. Right hand down, walk the left foot over to the side. Lizard, that's what it is. Find your lizard pose. I knew it'd come to me. Shoulders back, Top of the head reaching forward. These types of asanas that I don't practice regularly, I don't know the Sanskrit names to them, so it makes it harder for me to remember them. Reach the right heel back, find your lizard's pose. Does look like a lizard. Now, to step back, we're gonna push forward with the right heel, so your weight is in your fingers. Less weight on that left foot comes back. Find either your high plank or your plank, half plank with your knees down. Still, regardless, your shoulders are protracted and your arms are super strong, the belly's drawn in. One last time, we're gonna take it down. Exhale, hug those elbows towards the rib cage, chin forward, chest forward, slow and steady. Don't give up, slowly and steady, place yourself down on the floor. Inhale, come to cobra, let your feet separate. Engage your legs and glutes, lift your heart center, shoulders back. I'll give you the option here if you wish to turn this into an up dog by simply pressing a little bit through the hands, keeping the hips down, little bend in the elbows, so you can start to feel a little bit more movement in the spine. Shoulders back and down, lift the heart center once more. And then exhale, release. Tucking the toes under, pressing up through the knees, or right back into downward facing. Steady your breath here. 1, 2, calm, peaceful. 3, 4, and 5. Inhaling, looking forward. Walk or step your feet forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, extend. Exhale, take a gentle fold. Inhale, soften the knees to rise up. Palms together, gazing towards thumbs. Reach and lengthen towards the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Arms down by your sides. Good. Moving into our second sequence. Inhale, bend the knees. Lift the arms. You can extend them forward or up. Either way is fine. Shoulders roll back. Allow yourself to ground into the heel. So really sit down. Exhale. Let's everyone bring the hands to prayer and take a gentle twist. Right elbow on the outside of the left knee. And then we're going to try to push the hands into the heart center to look up towards the ceiling. Keep working into that right side body. So the left hip moves forward a bit as the right leg presses against the left. Inhale, come up. Back to Utkatasana. Exhale, other side. Outside of your left arm, on the outside of your right leg. Press your hands together to create a deeper twist. Sit your hips down and look up. Strong legs. So make a conscious effort to press the thighs in against each other as you twist. Inhale, gently come up. And exhale, hands down, legs up. Shake out those legs a little bit if you need to. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold deeply. Forehead to the knee. Inhale again, lift. Hands on the floor, walking the feet back. Find your high plank. Exhale, take the right knee down to the floor. Pivot onto the left foot, side plank. Open up to the left arm. You can stay here or you can find a little bit of balance by reaching that left arm up and over, flexing or pointing through the left foot and lifting the left leg. You can balance here, stay here, or you can bring that left foot back to the floor. 3, 4, and 5. Back to your side plank. Back to the left arm up, left foot down. And then exhale. Left hand comes down, pivot onto that left foot. Tuck the right toe under and just slide that left leg away. So this is a modified version of pigeon. You want to feel the stretch through the left hip flexors and psoas, and you're also getting a stretch through the toes. So it's double here. If this causes any pain for your right knee, just don't go back as much. And then you can let your elbows come down. Let's hold here, stretching through the ankles, the toes, finding the stretch in the left psoas. Hopefully you feel it there. If not, you can keep moving that left foot back more and more and more until you feel it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take it forward, on left knee down, right leg back, left leg back. Find your high plank. Stay here for a couple of breaths, building strength. Exhale, left knee comes down, right foot pivots. Inhale, right arm up. Side plank here. So this side plank is one of the most accessible ones because we have the left knee down, less balance to worry about, but you're also distributing your weight a little bit more evenly with your left knee on the floor. Let's take it for a challenge if you like. Right arm reaches up, bring more weight forward, right leg comes up, you can point or flex to that right foot, lengthen through the right side body, find your drishti, your focus, steady, 3, 4, strong left arm, 5, bring it back to your side plank with control, try not to fall out of it, keep yourself moving in steady movements here with the breath. Exhale, take your right hand down. Take a moment to recenter, left toe tucks under, sliding that right leg away. So it's a variation of pigeon because we don't bring that foot over, we keep it underneath us. So you're trying to find the stretch in the right psoas. You may not feel it there. Maybe you feel it more in your toes or ankles. And then as you exhale, take the elbows down and steady your breath. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Good. One more. Really press back through that right leg. Keep it super active. And then inhale, slowly slide everything forward again. Take the right knee down, take the left leg up. And then exhale, find your high plank once more. Steady here. 1. Shoulders protracted. 2. Tuck in through the tailbone, never so slightly. 3. It's almost like you want to arch into cat. 4. And 5. Exhale, knees down. Sit your hips back. You can open your knees wide and take your balasana here, chin or forehead to the floor. One more deep breath. And exhale. Good. Inhale, lift the head, slide the hands in. And we're going to bring the knees in towards each other. We're going to put in our pranayama here. We're going to allow ourselves to work with that fire we created through our practice and build it into a breathing practice. So we're going to do our Kapalabhati breath. Hands on the knees. Remember, Kapalabhati moves from the fire center, so our Manipura chakra. And we're going to forcefully let the air out. And then allow the inhale to happen automatic. You can do this exhale through the nose, through the mouth. It's up to you. Deep breath in. Good. Couple of rounds of steady breathing here. Don't change your body in any way. Keep your shoulders back. Just a couple of rounds of natural, easy breath. The first round we went kind of slow. For the second round, we're going to speed it up just a little bit more, which means be mindful that you're not consciously drawing breath in. It's going to happen automatically. The belly will inflate when you forcefully push the air out. So a little bit faster than the first set. Here we go. Inhale deeply. Full exhale breath. Inhale, a couple of rounds of natural breath. Notice and observe if there's any lightheadedness happening or a little dizziness. That's actually quite normal with this breath, especially as we're beginning to use the breath. So find normality within the dizzy or the spinning perhaps of the head. And see if you can regulate it by breathing deeply and keeping your gaze nice and steady. The last round, we'll try to go a little bit faster, but that last pace was pretty fast. You can keep the last pace as well, or you can go back to a slower pace. It's up to you. Let's go again. Deep breath in. Full exhale, and then come back to your natural pace of breath. Keep your drishti, keep your focus, and again, observe whatever sensations arise after breathing in this way. Softly let the breath move in and out, unobstructed. And with the next exhale, we'll release the hands, bring them down by your sides, relax the shoulders. We're going to move a little bit into some tiny bit of back bending with Ustrasana. We're going to start slow. We'll come onto the knees, separate the knees a little bit. How about hip width apart? Tucking the toes under is going to give you a little bit more support. So I advise you to do that, but you're welcome to keep the toes back if you wish. Let's start with the hands at the lower back, almost like you're going to slide your hands into your jeans pockets, right? So you keep your palms pressing against your lower back, fingers down towards the glutes, and your thumbs kind of wrapping around towards the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Remember that first one we did when we started standing, when we opened up the chest? See if you can find that same lift here. Now, once you're there, you're welcome to stay. And this creates a stretch in the wrist once you start moving in this upward, backwards motion. So you want to keep the hips moving forward as you roll the elbows towards each other, lift the heart space, lift the rib cage. When you find the stretch happens in your wrist, you can adjust your hands either a little lower to release the stretch or a little higher to intensify it. Now, when you're ready, maybe just look up towards the ceiling and keep pressing down through your toes so your weight is equally distributed between your knees and your toes. Exhale, slowly come back to center. Take a moment, release the hands, and just be here for a breath. Now we're going to try to do side to side here. So left hand goes back into that same place we just found it. We're going to move the hips forward, lift the rib cage up, lift the heart space up, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling and look up. So this is our first option here. It's just arm up, left shoulder and elbow back. If you feel you have a little bit more wiggle room, start to bring that arm behind you, but try to keep the arms straight, not bending at the elbow. And then allow the gaze to stay up towards the sky. Shoulders roll back, keep your left hand nice, pressing into that left side waist. And then inhale, come back to center, release the right arm, release the left. Take a deep breath, inhale. And exhale. Back bending triggers kind of this reflex in us to want to stop. So find that point where you're like, oh, I've had enough, and stay for another breath or two. So let's do the right side. Right hand to the lower back. Inhale, lift the rib cage, lift the heart, shoulders roll back, right elbow moves back in space, and then find that hips moving forward, the stretch in your right wrist. Inhale, look up, left arm up. So again, stay here as you observe the body kind of giving you the green light, the red light, or the yellow light. As you exhale, if you have it in you, try to reach that left arm a little further back as the hips move forward. Keep your toes grounded. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling or towards the third eye. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come back up. Exhale again, release left arm, release right arm, release the toes, and take a balasana, knees wide. So after back bending, coming forward is going to feel a little bit strange. So just see where your body will allow you to be. Forehead to the floor, hands down, let it go.
You want to practice your breathing with sound. Anytime you want to kind of come back to equanimity, come back to your natural state. That sound created from the movement of breath allows us to calm the nervous system, calm the mind. And then with the next inhale, we'll lift the head, slide the hands in to come back up. And then we're going to bring the knees together, roll, bring your across your ankles, press your hands into the floor. A little bit of lolasana position here. We're going to push the floor away and try to lift the knees up. Keep the toes tucked back, so not tucked under. The tops of the feet are on the floor. Steady, steady. Maybe slide the feet forward a little bit so the knees come through. Steady, steady. Maybe a little bit more so the knees come through. Steady, steady, strong core. Maybe a little bit more so the feet come through. Don't let the butt come down if you don't have to. Extend one leg, extend the other, and sit the hips down. Woo, good job. Shake out the shoulders here. Take your Dandasana position. Lifting the heart space. Shoulder blades rolling back. Be mindful that your hands are right by your hips, on the outsides of your hips, and not behind you. Quadriceps are contracted, legs are super strong, lengthening through the heels. Find that same space where we did our pranayama practice, that Manipura space. This is also one of our locks. So you want to feel that drawing up and in this area between and underneath the rib cage. And exhale, slowly take your dip forward and find Paschimottanasana. Hold on to the big toes. You can wiggle your butt back a little bit to lengthen the legs. Exhale, take your deeper fold. Forehead down, shoulders relax. Feel the stretch in your lower back. This is similar to our hanging forward fold. Try not to pull too hard on the toes, just a gentle grip is fine. If you're there and you feel like you have a little bit more space, maybe take a deeper bind, holding onto the feet or interlacing the hands below the feet. You can even grab your opposite wrist, go to wherever your body will allow you to be. Let your back find its natural rounded position, but just like we did in our hanging forward fold, try to keep contact of the rib cage with the thighs. And then when that's in place, just let the head relax. Inhale, slowly lift halfway. Shoulders back, lift the chin, exhale there, and gently release. Good job. All right, we're gonna lay down onto our backs. All the way down, take a moment in constructive rest pose, separate your feet, knees come into touch, right hand at the belly, left hand at the heart. Flatten out your back here. So if you feel like you're arching, see if you can lengthen the tailbone down and reach the top of the head up to really kind of create a sense of being fully supported by the mat, by the earth below you. You can close your eyes if you wish. And slowly with the next exhale, we'll open the knees, release the arms, bring the knees into the chest. I like to keep my knees open for this one. You're welcome to close them. And then you take your circles, half circles, swing side to side, whatever feels good for you here. This is like a massage for the lower back. You want to kind of feel it in that area of the sacrum, towards the tailbone, on either hip. The area of the kidneys even, moving up into that space of the kidneys as you roll the knees closer towards the butt. And then finding yourself in a nice line, let's go ahead and take the legs up the wall. You can actually use a physical wall if you have one near you, or just keep the legs up. You can also place a block underneath the sacrum for a little bit more elevation, a little bit more inversion benefits. Let the shoulders relax. Let the legs relax. Maybe they're apart. Maybe the feet are pointed or flexed. Just let them be. We're going to use the arms here. Inhale, lift the arms up and back so that you're lengthening through your torso. Now, what this does sometimes is it makes it so that the rib cage comes up. So you have to make a conscious effort to not lift the rib cage, but instead tug under and press the lower back towards the mat once more. The arms may touch the floor behind you, or they may kind of float up like this. That's okay. If it's too much, you can bend the elbows and let your hands kind of come into this cactus shape. So wherever you are, tuck under through the tailbone, squeeze the rib cage down towards the pelvis. So you're kind of creating less space there. And relax into your legs, because I know they want to tense up as soon as we start talking about, engaging the core. The legs want to kick in and do their part. See if you can keep them soft. And then exhale, we'll start with the arms, letting the arms come down to those cactus arms if you wish, or down by your side. Either way is fine. We'll be here another 3 breaths. Relax into the shoulders, any tension you may have created. See if you can soften it. And then exhale, release the arms all the way if you haven't already done so. We're going to bend the right knee, hug it in towards the body. Flex the left foot, twinkle each leg, and then reach that left leg down. Now the left leg may or may not touch the floor. Doesn't matter. Reach it as far away and down as you can as you keep hugging in that right knee. As we exhale, forehead to knee, engaging the core, the obliques. Reach that left heel down. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't, but don't bend the left knee. Keep it straight. Exhale, head comes down, left leg comes back up, right leg comes back to our relaxed kind of inversion here. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Hug the left knee in towards the body, squeeze it in, flex the left foot, and lower it down. See how far that right leg can go. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't matter. Just keep squeezing the left leg. Inhale, exhale, forehead to knee. Draw strongly through that right leg, draw in through belly, engage the obliques and abdomen, shoulders back, steady, steady breathing. Inhale, and exhale, head comes down. Take a breath here. Inhale, lifting the right leg back up. Releasing the left leg, and everybody comes back to our easy inversion. A gentle, no worry inversion. One more deep breath here. And exhale, bending the knees, hugging the knees back into the chest. One more time, give yourself a little roll. We'll finish up with a nice twist here. So let's take the left foot to the floor and then bring the right leg up and over so that we're kind of making a figure 4 with the legs. One of my favorite twists because it adds the hips to it. So you're already starting to feel perhaps a little bit of an opening through that right hip. Extend the arms like a T, and then we're going to take the right foot to the floor as we look over to the right. So the right foot comes to the floor on the left side, and we look over the right shoulder. Make sure the right knee is pointing straight up towards the ceiling. So there has to be a little sense of engagement to open that knee out away from you. Don't let it just collapse in. Keep it engaged just ever so slightly so that you can hold on to the integrity of the asana. Let's do a couple more breaths here. And then inhale, slowly coming back to center. Find your figure 4 once more. Exhale there. Release the right leg, point it up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lower it all the way down with control using the right side obliques. Once the heel touches down, bend the right knee, and we'll repeat the same thing on the left. Left foot on top, opening that left knee out to the side. You may already feel it in your left hip or left inner thigh, groin, wherever you feel that, just let it happen. And then we're going to take the left foot to the floor on the right side and look to the left. Make a little adjustment if you need to, wiggle yourself into the right position. And steady here, find your twist. Slowly with the next inhale breath, taking the big gaze back to center, bringing that left knee back up to center, right foot planted, exhale. Release the left leg, point the toe, and then lower it down nice and slow all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. Release the right leg and let's take our Shavasana. Scoot up a little bit so my heels are on the mat. Let your arms relax. You can turn your palms facing up, and your arms can be really wide, even above you, or they can be down by your side. Let the legs open out, soften the legs, steady, continuous breath. Slowly and gently, we'll bring our awareness back to this body, this room, this next breath, this mind. Next breath, start to move the fingers and the toes to start to awaken the body. We'll take a full body stretch here, bringing the legs together, arms up overhead. Reach your body in opposite directions, really lengthen. And exhale, you can curl in, you can take a happy baby, you can take a supported resting pose, whatever feels good for you here. Release, rolling over onto our side.
Take some time. Use your right arm for a pillow as you just lay here for a few moments. Inhale, slowly pressing into that top arm, sliding yourself up to seated once more. As we come to seated, you're welcome to use support for your hips. We will put one more breath work here and one more pranayama exercise. As we come to a comfortable seated position, we'll do our square breathing or our 4-part breath. This includes a retention, so just be mindful as you're retaining, you don't want to feel like you're running out of breath. You are empty lungs and you're pausing in that emptiness. Or the inversion is you are full lungs and you're pausing in that fullness. So let's give it a try. Let's try holding for about 4 or 5 counts. I do about 4.5 usually. So inhale. Pause with full lungs. Don't breathe out. Don't keep breathing in. Just be there with the fullness. Exhale. Pause at the bottom, empty lungs. Finding yourself here in this moment. No worries. Inhale again. Retaining at the top, full lungs. Exhale. Retaining at the bottom of the breath, full empty lungs. Inhale. Retain the breath. Exhale. Retain the breath here. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause the breath, empty lungs. Last one. Inhale. Full lungs, pause the breath. Exhale deeply. Empty lungs, pausing the breath. And then coming back to our natural pace, inhaling and exhaling. Without any breath retention. Without any control, just noticing how our breath naturally moves through the body. With the next exhale breath, we'll draw the palms together at the center of the heart. Symbolizing this union of our bodies, our mind, and our spirit. And the chain that ties all of them together is our breath. So connecting with that deep knowing. Inhale again to seal our practice with the sound of Om. Namaste.